so I saw this on Twitter. This is kind of like my album battles, but they said Help or Rubber Soul by the Beatles. Which of the two albums do you like more? So for me, it's an easy decision. Definitely got to go with Rubber Soul, and obviously UK versions for both these albums because that's just a superior way. But Drive My Car, I think, is a really fun record on the album. I really like Girl. That was a moody piece. That was great. Nowhere Man is super cool as well. And My Life, I think, is a beautiful piece on this record. The Word, nobody ever talks about that song, but that was a really good song on this album. If I Needed Someone is also another really good record on this album. I enjoyed I'm Looking Through You, the instrumentation on there as well. I just forgot to mention Michelle, and that is one of my favorite Beatles songs of all time. The guitar, the lyrics, the vocal. Yeah, that was a big misstep on my part. I kept feeling like I was forgetting a song, and it just came to me that it was Michelle. So, love that record and strengthens this album so much. And I also really like the album cover on this as well. The text, like the whole vibe is great. Yeah. What a good album. What a good album. I just named most of the songs on it, but I really like that. I like the sound of it as well. Like, it sounds at the time, but in a really good way. And I just really like what they were able to do with the instruments and just what they were able to do, especially in stuff like The Word, for example. And yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, there's songs I don't really go for, like the last record. Yeah, that song was a chop. That song was a chop. Ringo's song on this album was a chop. Most of his songs are a chop, let's be honest. But I think it's a more consistent album. And most importantly, I think it's a better album. My favorites on A Help, I really enjoyed The Night Before. You Got to Hide Your Love Away is a really good song. I also really liked It's Only Love on this album as well. So, yeah, I feel like Paul's songs are the best songs on the album. Don't Get Why Yesterday wasn't the closer and Dizzy Miss Lizzy was the closer. It just makes no sense kind of sonically. It's alright. It's like a C plus kind of album. It's not one that I immediately think of when I think of the Beatles. If I was going to recommend a Beatles album, I would never recommend that you start with Help. I just wouldn't. Even Rubber Soul, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend you start with it, but I'm more likely to recommend that one over. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, which album had the better songs, and let's continue with that discussion.